حياك الله برضا والسرور.
أخوكم محمد أبو الخير، المدير التنفيذي لصندوق التضامن الإسلامي.
أهلا وسهلا دكتور محمد، حياك
يا
الله،
الله
تقبل
يحييك.
الله منا ومنك إن شاء الله.
آمين، جزاكم الله
تقبل الله
خير.
من الجميع، كل عام وانتم بخير.
شكرا سعادة السفير، بارك الله فيكم.
حياكم الله دكتور محمد، يا هلا وغلا، مساك الله بالخير والرضا والعافية.
الله يبارك فيكم ويجزاكم خير جميعا.
أسعد الله مساءكم.
الصوت عندك يا دكتور هادي يسوي صدى.
في جهاز ثاني عندك يا دكتور شغال؟
يظهر انه في. اسمحوا لي دقيقة بس.
اي الصوت كويس كذا.
انت لا ما أظهر. أظن في شاشتين في
مساكم الله بالخير جميعا، واعذروني يعني قد ما أعرف بعض الرواد الموجودين والشخصيات المرموقة، فمساكم الله بالخير جميعا.
مساكم الله برضا والسرور، يا مرحبا.
أهلا وسهلا دكتور سامر، حياك الله.
يا هلا وغلا.
أسعد الله مساءكم جميعا الكرام. اسمحوا لي دقيقتين فقط بس أتأكد أنه وضعي سليم.
اعتقد الصوت كويس.
دكتور أستاذ محمد تسمعني؟ تسمعني أستاذ محمد؟
يا سامعك، الصوت كويس واضح.
طيب، معذرة منكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، أصحاب السعادة المندوبين الدائمين، أصحاب السعادة المتحدثين، السيدات والسادة ممثلي وسائل الإعلام، الخبراء المختصين في مجال العمل الإنساني وحقوق الإنسان. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
experts
وبركاته.
in the field of humanitarian action. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have the honor to welcome you all in this blessed Ramadan evening, which is organized by the IPSHR in cooperation with OIC Yuna under the title Action, Humanitarian Action as a tool to promote the values of human rights and values of coexistence and tolerance. Selecting this issue was inspired by the values reflected by Ramadan, which are values embraced by all those working in the field of humanitarian work. Humanitarian action is not limited to action, but reflects also the need for working together in societies when you offer assistance on the basis of pure humanity, free from discrimination or narrow consideration. It strengthens trust among components of the society and rebuilds bridges of solidarity and weakens narratives of hatred and division. Please allow me to welcome you all individually, our my friend, the speakers, Your Excellencies, I extend my heartfelt thanks to you for kindly participating despite our obligations in this month. However, you have been able to participate in this evening, which we consider ourselves as partners in relation to the humanitarian action. In fact, you should have presented a brief paper, but we have attended today to listen to you more than to speak to you. But I'd like to say that I extend to you the greetings of the IPCHR and the Secretary General of the OIC, Their Excellencies, the Assistant Secretaries General, and we would like to reiterate our thanks to you all. I would like to welcome all those who take part in this evening. I do not know whether the screen is on or off. From this perspective, in fact, the humanitarian dimension plays a preventive role no less important than its relief function. It's an early warning tool, a mechanism to build trust and a bridge for dialogue and reconciliation. It contributes greatly to preventing conflict, combating extremism and polarization. In fact, the Islamic world faces great challenges. You know more than me that these challenges result from armed conflicts or protected humanitarian crises or natural disasters. The importance of adopting a comprehensive approach becomes evident when that links emergency relief with the protection of fundamental rights. The Kingdom and other states offer great humanitarian assistance. I'm not speaking about the King Salman Center, who attends as a partner, an influential partner, an impactful partner in the Islamic action. I'd like to reiterate welcoming you all, my colleagues and dear guests in this evening. You should also not forget to indicate that about 60% of the world's refugees are located in countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The majority of refugees worldwide are hosted by our member states. This reflects the scale of responsibility borne by these countries and highlights a pivotal role played by the humanitarian institutions within the OIC system, including leading organizations such as King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center and other prominent humanitarian initiatives. Recently, honored to hold a meeting in Geneva with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, where we discussed the importance of employing humanitarian action as an entry point for achieving social stability, strengthening resilience, and linking humanitarian response with development and peace-building pathways. Therefore, we are partners in this action, and we have a chance tonight to listen to you and to talk to you about the roles that could be played by all, which are reflected in a major way on the Islamic world and the OIC system in general. At the beginning, please allow me to reiterate my thanks and appreciation to His Excellency Muhammad Abdul Rabb Al-Yami, Director General of UNA. We are partners of success to highlight these efforts in order to reflect the message of the OIC and the ICPHR and all the nations of the Islamic world belonging to 57 countries that are the members of the OIC Mr. Liami wishes to take the floor. You know him very well. We do not need to introduce him. He's a media expert, and he has a lot of works that's extended over 30 years in reflecting the media cooperation among member states of the OIC. He has received a MA degree in business administration. He assumed a lot of leading posts, latest of which the assistant of Saudi press in the Makkah region. I'd like to welcome you in this night, this evening, to speak to us. We are pleased to listen to you, and now you have the floor. Each speaker will be introduced when it comes to him to speak. I'd like to limit our interventions to 5 minutes, minus or plus. We can then exchange ideas in a second round. Yes, you have the floor. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Peace and prayers be upon Prophet Muhammad, the most honorable Prophet. Your Excellencies, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have the honor to welcome you to this Ramadan evening, which discusses the humanitarian action, which is a very important issue, especially in these blessed days where Islamic or humanitarian action becomes very important. We are pleased to discuss this issue with the participation of international organizations who have contributions in humanitarian action. We hope that this will be reflected in cooperation and promoting Islamic action. Your Excellencies, there is no doubt that we need to focus on communication. Humanitarian action is an important element in the establishment of good relations and dealing with others. Communication starts with identifying the needs of others and working to meet them. After that come the other aspects such as dialogue, coexistence, and cooperation in achieving common goals. Humanitarian activity is the gateway to all other activities because it establishes the language of compassion, empathy, and understanding value that rise above all social and cultural differences. Speaking about humanitarian work and communication necessarily leads up to speak about the media and the institutions, and and they serve as the link connecting all those elements. Media highlights humanitarian needs and bridges them to the attention and brings them to the attention of relief organizations. It also contributes to raising awareness about human rights issues and support humanitarian institutions in directing their efforts to promote tolerance, coexistence, and social harmony. As the Union of News Agencies of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, UNA, we have been keen to fulfill this mandate, this media responsibility, whether through intensive media coverage or humanitarian institutions on initiatives across the Islamic world, or through organizing dialogue platforms and events. Among these, the roundtables that towards humanitarian media, the role of your journalism in supporting humanitarian work and highlighting relief efforts, organized in cooperation with the King Salman Humanitarian Relief Center on the sidelines of the high-level ministerial donors conference on the humanitarian crisis in the Sahel and the Lake of Chad region. The conference was held at the headquarters of the OIC in Jeddah. Within these approaches, aimed at strengthening the role of the media in supporting humanitarian work, highlighting the major efforts made by media member states.
والتعايش
thank you for your kind attention. May Allah grant you or grant us success and guide us to the right path. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad, for this important contribution in this important issue, important media window. I'd like to reiterate my thanks again to you, Mr. Muhammad. You have indicated briefly the need for humanitarian action and human rights. You have also spoken about the Islamic humanitarian action as a tool to promote cooperation and coordination. Also spoke about the link between the different elements of humanitarian action. It also focuses our attention to this. And thank you, Mr. Muhammad. I would like to give the floor to Brother Abdullah in this evening. Dr. Abdullah Al-Fawzan, Secretary General of King Salman for communication, and I have also Ambassador Dia, the Ambassador of Djibouti, and the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, and Mr. Muhammad Suleiman Barthel, Director General of the ISF, and Dr. Arwa Said, a member of the IPCHR, and Mr. Aziz, Dr. Sami Al-Fadali, advisor to the General Coordinator, Supervisor of King Salman Center. We thank you, our guests, for attending. Now, please allow me to call on Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Fadan, the Secretary General of King Abdulaziz Center. The center is very well known, and I'd like to indicate some of the achievements he has obtained. PhD. I know that you are known to all over the world. However, it is our duty to introduce you. You are professor of anthropology in Saudi University. He has been a former member of Shura Council. I had the honor to work with him and learn from him in the Shura Council at one of the most beautiful times in my life. He has many researches and studies in the fields of youth, women, and handicapped people, and he had efforts also in different social issues. He needs a very long time to speak about his achievements. We are glad to have him with us, and I call him to kindly share his presentation with us. Thank you, Dr. Hadi. In the name of Allah Rahman Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, peace and praise be upon Prophet Muhammad, his and companions. At the beginning, I'd like to thank our brothers who are participating with this eminent group of experts from whom I have learned a lot. I have the pride to be part of them. I thank also the independent human rights Commission of the OIC and the OIC for organizing this Ramadan evening. And my thanks also are extended to you, Dr. Al-Yami, the director of the OIC CPR. And my contribution is speaking about three major issues about the concept of humanitarian work and promoting human rights Then I will also speak about the issue of coexistence and tolerance, which we work on at the King Abdulaziz Center for Civilization Dialogue and Approach or Communication. What is the humanitarian work? As said in the literature, is the effort exerted to alleviate human suffering and illness and need, providing both material and moral support. This is for those who is aimed at protecting human dignity and providing humanitarian needs such as food, medicine, shelter, and shelter. It also connects the humanity, reflects the values of cooperation and brotherhood. It also reflects high values, not only generosity, but also loving good things for humanity, and also it promotes compassion among the members of humanity. It creates cooperation to offer good things for others. Then we have another question. What is the role of humanitarian action in promoting human rights? First of all, this is an important issue, that is promoting human dignity, which or the principle of human dignity. Allah has honored human beings, the sons of Adam, sons and daughters of Adam. This reflects the importance of humanitarian action, where all laws and legislations need, and also it serves the humanity of man without distinction for race, religion, or belonging. Also, we seek to meet the basic needs of human beings by providing food, shelter, medicine, and education. And when in cases of crisis, also we try to meet the needs of human beings. We also like to educate the societies on the importance of human rights and promoting the values of cooperation in order to also to contribute to the establishment of social stability by promoting capacities in order to protect vulnerable groups. And we also speak about protecting vulnerable groups such as children, women, the elderly, the refugees, and the displaced from exploitation and from abuse, and promoting their basic human rights. These categories are the most vulnerable, which are usually the victims for such crises and wars. Here we come to the role of humanitarian role in promoting coexistence and tolerance values. We have worked together with King Salman Center for Relief, Dr. Salman, who has visited us and participated in several symposiums with us, in order to promote these values of promotion, tolerance, and cooperation, and also through the support provided by the Kingdom to the international organizations working in the field of relief and works for protecting human rights. We have, alhamdulillah, several organizations to work in this major issue, and this might take the form of a recommendation, that is governance of Islamic humanitarian actions as an important role, so that it might be saved from exploitation and random work. This is a pivotal issue that should take the form of a recommendation, that is to ensure the governance of humanitarian action, so that it might be given to those who need it in order to achieve the objectives for which it was established. What is the role of humanitarian work in promoting the values of coexistence? We have people who work from different religious and cultural backgrounds working together to serve those in need, and this is important in establishing the culture of coexistence and tolerance. Those people coming from different faiths and embracing different views establishes cooperation and coexistence, accepting the other and the spirit of cooperation. And then we come to promoting the society's soft power, so that we can enhance the bonds among the members of the single society or different societies in general. Then we have the promotion of solidarity and social responsibility culture in order to ensure cooperation and integration, in order to promote shared humanitarian values, in order to save our society from extremism. These are efforts to renounce such practice such as intolerance or racism or terrorism. This educates the human soul among those who are working in this field or preparing the volunteers working in these humanitarian fields. Then they will have the culture of loving humanitarian action, but also contributing to the resolution of problems by helping those in need. Humanitarian action contributes to resolving many crises and problems in weak societies caused usually by poverty. Therefore, we find that humanitarian action taken by many Islamic states and the country of Saudi Arabia, and I have seen some of the actions and efforts that are taken by Saudi Arabia to get rid of the impact of war and the post-war victims, including women and the elderly, and the kingdom has a leading role in this area. Then we have to represent the true image of religion, showcasing the tolerant nature of Islam by providing aid to all, regardless of religious and ethnic differences. This would reflect the true image of the Islamic faith, and therefore leading to promoting cooperation and coexistence. Finally, those who work in the humanitarian work are working the front line to provide the needs for people and preserve their dignity, regardless of the extreme dangers. The takeaway is to work for promoting humanitarian action and preparing human gathering, to work in the humanitarian field and to work in workshops and training. And we in the King Abdulaziz Center, we have programs for preparing people in for working in different fields. We do hope that we would be among those who work for preparing this catch. As for the second recommendation is the governance of Islam of humanitarian action. That is to ensure that humanitarian action will not go away from the objectives determined it, and also to organize and govern the disbursement process and the conduct of those who work in this field. These are some of the points which I wanted to raise, and I hope that I did not take a long time, and take into consideration of your time. Once again, I express my thanks and appreciation for those working with us and Dr. Al-Hadi and the OIC and I seek PCHR, and may Allah bless you all, and I ask Allah, pray to Allah to help you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. عليكم السلام دكتور سعد. Thank you, and Allah reward you. My heartfelt thanks and appreciation for this wonderful presentation. Your presentation is always nice. No one gets bored with it. However, that we have time strain, we would come back to you in a final round of discussion. We today have an academic committee which follows our discussion. Then they will prepare the final report that would include all the recommendations raised in this discussion. Thank you. I wouldn't like to repeat what you have said. You have sent clear messages and fruitful ones. However, there is a need to focus on highlighting the role of Saudi Arabia in promoting the humanitarian action through centers such as King Salman Center. You have also spoken about the role of humanitarian action in promoting dignity and humanity principles, and promoting awareness and underlining respecting the other. We have also spoken about the general values of humanitarian action. Thank you very much. We enjoy your presence with us. With your permission, I would like now I will move to a dear guest, His Excellency Ambassador Ziya Ad-Din Saeed Bamahram, Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. He is a friend and a dear colleague. Ambassador Ziya is a diplomat who has vast experience of more than 20 years, and he assumed a lot of posts. He is an extraordinary ambassador of Djibouti to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Djibouti's permanent representative to the OIC. He has been in the kingdom working since 2013. So he also served as an advisor in the presidency of the Republic in Djibouti, and he also worked as a lecturer in Djibouti University. I would need a long time to introduce His Excellency the Ambassador. I think he will make a very important contribution. He was honored twice with in his country, and we have the honor to host him and have him joining us in this evening. In the name of Allah Rahman Rahim, Alhamdulillah, peace and prayers be upon our Prophet who was sent the mercy to the world. Your Excellency Dr. Hadi Al-Yami, Executive Director of the Independent Permanent Human Rights Commission of the IC, Your Excellency Muhammad Al-Yami, Director General of the Union of News Agencies of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, peace and mercy and blessings of Allah be upon you. I am gratified for your comments. I thank you, which this is what I do not deserve. Together we gather on this hosted by Their Excellencies Al Yami, Dr. Hadi, and Mr. Muhammad. We gather on this blessed Ramadan evening in the month of mercy and solidarity, and the spirit of giving is renewed, and human values rise above all considerations. Ramadan is not only, as we know, is not only a season of worship. It is also a moral school that reminds us of human dignity and our collective responsibility to the weak and those in need. We need to feel the needs of those who are in need, and zakah, which also is very important for giving. It is one of the pillars of Islam. Prophet Muhammad told us that A believer is like a
صلوات الله
building
وسلامه عليه أيضا
with different
لا
parts
يؤمن
enforce each
أحدكم
other.
حتى يحب
أو كما قال صلى
لأخيه
الله
ما
عليه وسلم.
يحب لنفسه
He also said,
وهي
none of
توجيهات
you truly believes
نبوية
until he
تؤسس
loves for his brother
لثقافة
what he
التضامن
loves for himself. أو
وتعزز
كما
روح
قال صلى الله عليه وسلم.
التعاون والتسامح.
These
ومن
prophetic
هنا تبرز
teachings
أهمية
establish a culture
التعاون
of
الإنساني
solidarity and strengthen the spirit
بوصفه
of compassion and
تجسيدا
tolerance. From this
عمليا لهذه
perspective,
الروح.
the importance of
وحين تمارس بوضوح
humanitarian work
العدالة
emerges as the
والحياد
practical
فإنه
embodiment
يسهم
of these
في
values. When
حماية حقوق
practiced
الإنسان
with
ويعزز
justice and
الاستقرار
neutrality, it
ويعيد بناء
contributes to
الثقة
promoting human
ويعالج جذور
rights,
النزاعات.
enhancing stability, rebuilding
وفي
trust,
هذا
and
السياق
addressing the
تنضمن
root causes of
حقيقة
conflict.
الهيئة
In
الدائمة
this
المستقلة
context, the
لحقوق
Independent
الإنسان
Permanent Human
في
Rights
منظمة
Commission
التعاون
of
الإسلامي
the OIC
بدور مهم
plays an
في
important
تعزيز
role
التكامل
in promoting integration
الإنساني وحماية حقوق الإنسان.
between
ويسعدني أن
humanitarian
أتقدم
action
بجزيل
and the
الشكر
protection of
للدكتور
human rights.
هادي
I'm
بن علي
pleased to
اليامي
extend my sincere
على
thanks
هذه
and
الدعوة
appreciation to
الكريمة
Dr. Hadi bin Ali Al
وما
Yami
يدل
for this
بحقيقة
kind
على جهود
invitation and for the
ملموسة
tangible efforts he
في
has
تنشيط
been
أعمال الهيئة وتفعيل
undertaken to
برامجها
energize the
وتبشير
work
من
of the
أمورها
Commission
وتوجيه
and
مسؤولياتها.
activate
وأنا
its
هنا لا
programs
أجامله
since
بل
assuming his
أفتح له باب
responsibilities.
المحبة والصداقة. ولكن
This
هذه
has been
حقيقة
felt by
شاهدة
all of us. I'm
يشهد
not
بها
giving him
كل
a
من
compliment,
يتعامل مع
but this
الهيئة
is
وكل من يطلع
what
عليها
was
من خلال الدول
indicated and
الأعضاء
testified
في
by all
التعاون
those who
الإسلامي.
deal with the Commission.
وهنا نؤكد أيضا في
We
هذا
also
المقام
affirm
أهمية
in this
تعزيز دور الهيئة
context the importance of
في إبراز
strengthening the role of
المفهوم
the Commission
الصحيح لحقوق
in
الإنسان
highlighting the correct understanding of human rights in Islam,
في الإسلام تحديدا.
in
كان
particular,
رجلا
covering
وإمرأة شيخا
men and
وطفلا
women and the
باعتبار أن
elderly and
كرامة
the children,
الإنسانية
since
أصل
human
راسخ في
dignity is a
شريعتنا
firmly
وثقافتنا.
established
فالإسلام
principle in
لم
our
يأتي
Islamic
لتمييز
law
أو
and
إقصاء
culture. Islam did
بل
not
جاء
come to
لتكريم
discriminate
الإنسان
or
وصون
exclude, but
حقوقه
rather to honor
وحرياته.
human beings,
كما أن من
safeguard their
مهام
rights,
المرحلة
and protect
الراهنة
them.
العمل
As
على
at the
تصحيح
present
الصور
stage, it's
النمطية
also
غير
important to
الدقيقة
work toward
عن الإسلام
correcting
وإبراز
inaccurate
القيم
stereotypes
الثورة
about
التي ترتكز
Islam and to
عليها حضارة
highlight the
الإسلام
noble
من
values
عدل
upon
ورحمة
which Islamic
وترحم
civilization is built,
واحترام
like
للكرامة
justice, mercy,
الإنسانية والدفاع
solidarity, and
عنها
respect for
بالحجة
human
والعلم
dignity, while
والحوار الرصين.
defending these values
وإن من أخطر
through knowledge,
التحديات التي
evidence,
تواجه
and
التعاون في
constructive
الإسلام
dialogue.
اليوم
Among the
تعني
most
ظاهرة
serious
الإسلاموفوبيا
challenges
بما
facing
تحمله من
peaceful
صور
coexistence
تمييز
today is the
غير
growing
مبررة.
phenomenon
وهي
of
تصل
Islamophobia,
إلى
which is
المسلمين أنفسهم
manifestations of
بل
discrimination,
تطور أسس
incitement, and hatred.
التعددية
Such
والتفاهم
practices not
بين
only harm
الشعوب
Muslims but
وتمدد
also
الإنسان
undermine the
وبدل
foundations of
التفاهم.
pluralism and
ومن هنا
understanding
فإن
among people,
مكافحة هذه
fueling
القضية
division
المشتركة
rather than
تكون بإبراز الوجه
rapprochement.
البشري
Therefore,
للإسلام
combating the
وعدم
phenomenon is a
رحمة
shared
وعدل
responsibility.
وسلام.
This can be achieved by
وتعزيز الخطاب
highlighting the
المتزن
true
القائم على
and positive
المحبة
image of Islam as a religion of
والإحضار
mercy,
والسلام
justice, and
المتبادل
peace, by
وعدم
promoting
التدخل
and
في الشأن الداخلي
by promoting
وإيضاح خصوصيات
balanced
المجتمعات
discourse
وخلفياتها.
based on knowledge,
ولا
dialogue,
يمكن لهذا الدور أن
and
يبرز
mutual
أو
respect, while
يتجلى
also
ما لا
respecting the principle of
يصاحبه إعلام ذكي ومتفاعل
non-interference in
ينقل
internal
حلول
affairs of
الهيئة
states.
ويبرز دورها
This
وأثرها
important role
الإيجابي.
cannot fully emerge
ولذلك
without the
ومن
support
المناسب
of a
بالمناسبة
smart and effective media
إشادة
that
اتحاد
communicates the
وكالات
efforts of the
أنباء الدول
Commission.
الإسلامية
And in
بما
this
يقوم
regard,
به
I
من
find
دور
it
مميز
appropriate to
بالجانب
commend the
الإعلامي
Union of OIC
خلال
news
الآونة
agencies
الأخيرة.
for the distinguished role
الحضور
it has
الكريم،
played in the media
إن
sphere in
التعايش
recent times.
والتسامح لا يكتملان إلا
Dear guests,
بالحوار.
coexistence
مشروع الحوار
and
ضمن
tolerance
الإخلاق
cannot be
سريعا
achieved without dialogue.
لأنه يبدد
Dialogue
الصور
among
النمطية
civilizations is a necessity
ويواجه
for
خطاب
safeguarding
الكراهية
global
ويحول
peace as
التنوع إلى
it
مصدر
dispels
إثراء.
stereotypes, confronts
فالسلام
hate
الحقيقي لا
speech,
يقوم
and
فقط على
transforms
الاتفاقات
diversity
السياسية
into source
بل
of
على ترسيخ
enrichment.
العدالة
True peace is not
وصون الحقوق
built
وتعزيز
solely
ثقافة
on
احترام
political
الآخر
agreement, but
بما
also on the
يحقق
establishment of
الحياد
justice, the protection of
والاستقامة
rights, and the
والاستقرار.
promotion of a culture
وفي
of
شهر
accepting
رمضان
others,
الكريم
thus
حيث
contributing
تتجدد
to the
معاني الرحمة
development of
نحن
integrity and
مدعوون إلى
stability.
أن نجعل من
During
العمل
the months of
الإنساني
Ramadan,
وحماية
we are
الحقوق
when the meetings of
والحوار
mercy are
الحضاري
renewed, we are
مسارات
called upon to make
متكاملة
humanitarian
لبناء
work, the
عالم أكثر
protection
عدلا
of
وسلاما.
rights and civilization dialogue,
ولذلك
complementary,
فإنه لا يفوتنا في
complementary
هذا
passes
المقام
toward
إشادة
building a more
بالجهود
just and peaceful
الإنسانية
world. In this
الرائدة
regard, I would like to
للمملكة
commend the
العربية السعودية
pioneering
هذه الدولة
humanitarian
المباركة التي
efforts of the
لها
Kingdom of
أيدي
Saudi
عاملة
Arabia, this
وعطاء
blessed
عظيم.
country,
وفي مقدمة هذه
particularly
المبادرة المباركة
through
والخيرة والفاعلة مركز الملك سلمان للإغاثة والأعمال
the
الإنسانية
King Salman German Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, which provided an advanced model of response to the humanitarian disasters around the world. In addition, there are notable initiatives such as the Saudi program of the separation of conjoined twins, which has become a بل humanitarian symbol. I would also like to, while speaking about humanitarian and volunteer work, and encouraging the youth and to educate them about the importance of humanitarian volunteering is important in educating the students, whether in the schools or universities, so that they may be involved in working in societies to promote positive aspects and the values of Islam, and also the effective role to achieving sustained development through effective participation. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring us together and make this blessed month the good month for work, joint work, and may Allah avoid us fitan.
وكل عام وأنتم بخير وشكرا
uh,
للاستضافة والسلام
wish
عليكم
you
ورحمة الله.
many blessed
عليكم السلام
returns.
ورحمة الله وبركاته. خالص الشكر سعادة السفير على
عليكم
هذه
السلام ورحمة
الإضافة
الله وبركاته.
المهمة والجميلة، ولا يستغرب أنت دائما حضورك لافت، ولا يستغرب هذا الطرح
Thank you.
الجميل.
It's important
أنت أشرت
aspect
بوضوح
you have
تعزيز دور
talked
الهيئة في
about
خدمة
the
صحيح حقوق
importance
الإنسان،
of the role of
وهي
the
مسؤولية أطريت علينا
Commission
وهذه
implementing
منة
human
كبيرة
rights.
جاءت
This
من
also
كل
lay
دول
responsibility
الأعضاء في
on us,
العالم
to us,
الإسلامي.
all the members of the OIC,
الكرامة الإنسانية
member states.
أنها أصل راسخ في
You have also stressed human dignity, and that it is part of our Sharia and faith. You have also underscored the principle of coexistence and dialogue among civilizations. You have reviewed very important aspects, may Allah reward you, regarding the real issue of peace, and that it is not based on political conventions, but also the culture of accepting the other in order to promote the sustained development and stability. I thank you for this valuable contribution. We always find you as an important speaker. Now, please allow us to move on to the fourth speaker, Mr. Mohammed bin Sulaiman Al Khail, who is the Executive Director of the Islamic Solidarity Fund at the OIC. Mr. Mohammed, I would like to welcome you in this evening. You are an important partner of humanitarian action, humanitarian Islamic solidarity, and when I first assumed my work in the Commission, you were among those, the first people to extend support for humanitarian action in the Islamic world. No wonder Mr. Mohammed assumed a lot of leading posts in the Ministry of Finance. He also has vast experience in a number of financial and budgetary fields, and also issues relating to extending assistance. Sometimes I consult him on the financial governance. He has always been supportive. I once again more welcome him, and I call upon him to contribute to our discussion tonight. Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency Dr. Hadi Al-Yami, the Executive Director of Independent Commission on Human Rights, Mr. Muhammad Al-Yami, the Director General of UNA, of the OIC. Your Excellencies, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is my pleasure to extend on behalf of the Islamic Solidarity Fund our heartfelt thanks to the Yuna and the Commission of Human Rights for inviting me to participate in this evening. I am glad to present brief overview of the fund's experience in this field over more than 5 decades. The Islamic Solidarity was established not merely as a financial tool for humanitarian or charitable assistance, but as an institutional framework that embodies the humanitarian values upon which Islamic civilization is founded through its programs. The fund supports education and health development initiatives across various parts of the world. The fund activities contribute to strengthening social solidarity and cooperation among communities and peoples. This Islamic humanitarian work, which places human being at its core. It is a practical reflection of the noble principles emphasized by Islamic teachings, highlighting that Islamic solidarity is a genuine framework for building partnership and strengthening bonds of cooperation among nations. Distinguished participants, Islamic humanitarian work represents a comprehensive and advanced approach to human rights, as it is not limited to responding to the crisis of or providing temporary aid. Rather, it extends to establishing principles of justice, of social justice, safeguarding essential human rights such as life, dignity, and freedom and dignity. Within this context, the fund activities focus on highlighting the complementary relationship between Islamic humanitarian work and human rights, drawing upon practical experiences that demonstrate how humanitarian initiatives can serve as a natural mechanism for protecting human rights. It reflects the universal principles and noble values emphasized in Islamic teaching regarding the preservation and promotion of human dignity and human life. The fund embodies through practical programs and the integration between humanitarian work and human rights by implementing initiatives that meet urgent needs and support sustainable development. I will highlight some examples. Emergency response. The emergency sector constitutes a fundamental pillar of the fund's activities. Addressing humanitarian crises is considered an essential obligation aligned with the protection of human rights and principles of justice and solidarity. It ensures assistance reaches those affected during times of hardship. The fund's aid has reached more than 60 countries affected by natural disasters and humanitarian crises, with total assistance exceeding $58 million. Second, education. Education is a fundamental human right and a cornerstone for preserving human dignity. It represents a moral and legal commitment consistent with the principles of equality and justice. Therefore, the university sector is one of the main areas of the fund activities. The fund contributed to support or supported the establishment and development of 145 universities around the world, with a total contribution exceeding $91 million. Many Islamic universities, including those of Uganda and Niger, reflect our good work. Third, health, providing health services, including building hospitals, supplying medical equipment, and supporting medical teams, especially during emergencies, is another essential dimension of protecting human rights and equality. This ensures individuals' right to safe living conditions and access to the highest possible standards of physical and mental health. The fund's contribution also provided a total of more than $8 million, benefiting 156 health institutions. Fourth, donor conferences. The fund announced a financial contribution of $1 million to support initiatives for humanitarian relief in conflict areas, including the Sahel area that covers Nigeria, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and Mali. This was done through the donor conference hosted by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the OIC headquarters in October 2024 in coordination with the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center. 5. Microfinance. Through providing interest-free loans to low-income groups, the fund supports small and productive projects for individuals who cannot access traditional banking services. This is in cooperation with family banks in member states. Microfinance programs have become one of the fund's most important tools, helping transform humanitarian systems from short-term aid into sustainable economic empowerment. Microfinance has proven globally to be an effective mechanism for reducing poverty and unemployment, thus creating a direct link between humanitarian work and human rights. In conclusion, the principles established by Islamic teachings regarding human dignity, representing a comprehensive framework for human rights. These principles affirm the centrality of the human being in all developmental, social, and humanitarian efforts. We should preserve the rights and dignity of human beings without distinction or discrimination. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Heartfelt thanks to brother Dr. Abul Khair. Your participation is very important. Therefore, I would like to reiterate our thanks and appreciation to you, and you have highlighted the works of the fund and the approach of integration in humanitarian works and human rights. We have the honor to have a partnership with the ISF, and inshallah we will have joint programs in the Islamic world in general, especially for the needy.
الصندوق في تلبية الاحتياجات الطارئة، وهذا هو حقيقة دافع وراء وجود مثل هذا الصندوق. وأنا أسأل الله لك التوفيق. صندوق مهم وأثره مهم، وأنت يعني
the fund is very important in light of your long experience. You are able to run this fund in order to achieve the positive impact. And with your permission, I'd like to call Dr. Hassan, the spokesman of King Salman Relief Center. He is the last speaker, so that he may focus on the work of the center. We have the honor to host you today. You are the Director of Resources and Investment. You are the spokesman of King Salman Center. You are a founding member of many philanthropic projects. You are a member of the
حكومية ودولية ولقاءات مؤتمرات من ضمنها
and you have contributed to many conferences, including the Council of Human Rights and the Council of Social and Economic Council of the UN. I'd like to welcome on behalf of you all Dr. Samir, and I call on him to kindly offer his contribution. Thank you all. I feel that I'm a student.
ويقولون العطرة بعد عروس. هذه الحقيقة الإبداعات من الرواد.
And I'd like to appreciate the wonderful presentations. There are schools, and I have the honor to learn from you in this blessed evening. I also have the honor to be a partner with you in this important issue. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, peace and praise be upon Prophet Muhammad, his peace and companions. To begin, I ask Allah to preserve our country, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and all Arab countries. I'd like to also commend the Commission of the Organization for Islamic Cooperation for Human Rights and the Union of OIC agencies for organizing this Ramadan evening, entitled Humanitarian Work as a Tool for Promotion of Humanitarian
فتقرر
work
التشريع الإسلامي الأحكام التي
Islamic
تحفظ
Sharia
حقوق الإنسان في دينه ونفسه
recognized
وماله وعرضه
or
وعرضه،
adopted
وحرصت
the rules
على
that
رعايتها تمام
preserve
الرعاية، ورتبت على انتهاك الحقوق جزاءات رادعة وزاجرة تناسب كل زمان ومكان. بتأكيد رسمي من مجمع الفقه الإسلامي الدولي التابع لمنظمة التعاون الإسلامي، انطلاقا من كتاب الله وسنة نبيه صلى الله عليه وسلم. ولذلك حرصت المملكة العربية
the
السعودية
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has been
لحقوق
key
الإنسان،
to institutionalizing
ذلك
work
هيئة
related to
حكومية
humanitarian rights.
مستقلة
It established an independent
رؤيتها
governmental body
الريادة في تعزيز
dedicated to this purpose,
وحماية
with
حقوق
the vision
الإنسان.
of achieving
المدعى
leadership
لتطوير
in
الأنظمة
promoting and
المتعلقة
protecting
بحقوق
human
الإنسان ومواكبة
rights. This
تطبيقها
is pursued
وتنمية
through supporting the
الوعي بها
development of
وغيرها من
regulations
الأعمال الداعمة.
related to human rights,
كما جعلت
monitoring
المملكة
their
العربية
implementation,
السعودية
raising
حقوق
awareness
الإنسان
about them,
منطلقا
and
لأعمالها
undertaking other
نحو
supportive
مختلف
activities. The
الكيانات
Kingdom also
وفي
has
جميع
made human rights a
الأنظمة
guiding
واللوائح،
principle for its
من
work
ذلك مركز
across
الملك
various
سلمان
institutions
للدراسة والمال الإنساني
and within all
الذي
systems and
تأسس
regulations.
بأمر خادم
Among these
الحرمين
is the King
الشريفين
Salman
الملك سلمان بن
Humanitarian
عبد
Aid and
العزيز
Relief Center,
حفظه
which
الله
was
في
established
عام
by the
2015
custodian of the
ليكون مركزا
Two Holy
سعوديا
Mosque,
ذا بعد دولي
Salman.
مخصصا
May Allah
للأعمال
preserve him
الإغاثية
in 2015 to
والإنسانية.
save
وفي
a
كلمة
Saudi center
التأسيس
with an international
ابتدأ خادم
dimension
الحرمين
dedicated to relief
الشريفين
humanitarian
حفظه
work.
الله
In his
بقوله:
founding
أيها
statement,
الإخوة،
the
سيكون
custodian of the
هدفنا
Two Holy may say,
ورسالتنا السعي
brothers, our
جاهدين
objective and
لجعل
mission will
هذا
be to
المركز
strive
قائما على البعد
diligently to
الإنساني
ensure that this center
بعيدا عن
is
أي
founded upon
دوافع أخرى.
humanitarian principles found
وبالتعاون
removed
مع
from any
منظمات
other
الأمم المتحدة
motives, in
والمبادرات
cooperation with the
وغير
UN
الرعية
organizations and
الدولية والمحلية
international and
والمستفيدة
local
ذات
non-profit
الموثوقية. فعلا
organizations
يسعى
in
المركز إلى تحقيق
beneficiary
الأهداف
countries
التالية
with high
وفق
credibility.
القيم
The
الرئيسية
center
الثلاث.
works to achieve the following
أولا،
objectives
مد يد
according to
العون
its core values.
العالمي
First
ومواصلة
of all,
جهود
extending
المملكة
global
العربية
assistance
السعودية في تقديم
and
المساعدة
continuing the
دون
kingdom
تمييز.
approach of
ثانيا،
providing aid
العمل
without
الإنساني
discrimination.
الخالص
Second,
وتقديم
pure
المساعدات
humanitarian
بعيدا
work,
عن أي دوافع
delivering
غير
assistance from
إنسانية.
far
ثالثا،
from any
الشراكة والتعاون.
non-humanitarian motives.
رابعا،
Partnership,
الالتزام بالمعايير
cooperation,
الدولية من خلال تطبيق المعايير
commitment to
المتبعة في
international
البرامج
standards
الإغاثية.
through applying
خامسا،
recognized
تجسيد
standards in the relief
القيم الإنسانية،
programs. Five,
وذلك
embodiment
برفع
of
قيم
humanitarian
الخير
values by
والتسامح
conveying
والتعاون
values of
من العالم
goodness,
عبر
tolerance,
هذه
and
الإغاثة.
cooperation to
وفي
the
قول
world
الله
through
تعالى:
relief work.
تجاوزت قيمة
By the grace
المساعدات
of Allah,
الإنسانية
the total
للمملكة
value
العربية
of
السعودية
humanitarian
تجاه
assistance
العالم
provided by
منذ
the Kingdom
تأسيسها
of
على
Saudi
يد
Arabia to the
الملك عبد
world since
العزيز طيب
its
الله
founding
ثراه.
by King Abdul Aziz. May
وبالحقيقة
Allah have mercy on him.
هذا
Has
الرقم
exceeded
لا يحصر كل ما سأذكره، لا يحصر
544
كل ما قدمته المملكة
billion
العربية
Saudi
السعودية،
riyals.
إنما تتبع
This
الثلاث عقود الأخيرة. بلغت
number does not cover all the
إجمالي
assistance
المساعدات
provided by Saudi Arabia, but
الإنمائية
only those provided
والتنموية
in the
والإنسانية التي
three
قدمت
last
من المملكة
decades.
العربية
The
السعودية
assistance has covered
حوالي 544 مليار
about
ريال سعودي،
544
ما
billion
يفوق
Saudi riyals.
145
That is
مليار دولار
above
في شمل 40 قطاعا
145 billion
متنوعا.
US dollars
واستفاد من
in
هذه المساعدات
different
أكثر من
48 sectors, and
175 دولة
benefited more
بالتعاون
than
مع أكثر من
175
95
countries in
شريكا.
cooperation with
إذا كان للعطاء
499
عنوان،
partners
فأن عطاء
in
المملكة العربية السعودية هو عطاء لا
its
يتطلب
humanitarian
تمييز.
relief work. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia
وتوازن المملكة
balances
العربية السعودية في أعمالها الإغاثية
balances
والإنسانية
qualitative
بين
and
الأبعاد
quantitative
النوعية
dimensions.
والكمية، مستوعبة أهمية
It
الاستجابة
recognizes the
الحاسمة
importance
في
of
بعض الأوقات
immediate response
مثل الحروب
in times
والزلزال
of crisis,
والفيضانات،
such as
وأهمية
wars,
الإعداد النوعي
earthquakes, and floods, and
لتحقيق
while
الاستدامة
also emphasizing
الإنسانية
high
مثل
quality
البرنامج
preparation to
السعودي
achieve
للطعام
sustainable
والغذاء.
humanitarian
ومما يتميز به
outcome,
العمل
as an
الإنساني
example
السعودي
of the
أنه يتيح
Saudi
فرصة منهجية
program for
للراغبين
conjoined
بالتطوع من المواطنين
twins.
في المملكة
One
من
distinctive
السعوديين
feature of Saudi
المقيمين في
humanitarian work
المملكة
is that
العربية
it
السعودية
provides a structured
من ذوي
opportunity
الخبرات
for those
والكفاءات
wishing to
والمهارات
volunteer
التي
among
تتطلبها المشاريع
residents of
الإغاثية
the kingdom,
والإنسانية
both Saudi and non-Saudis,
بحسب
who possess
ومجالها
expertise,
ولكفاءة
competencies,
الإدارة
and
المتطوعة في
skills
ذلك. تم
required
تأسيس
for
البوابة
humanitarian
السعودية
and relief
للتطوع الخارجي
projects.
تحت شعار
Accordingly,
التطوع معنا
according to this side,
لنصنع
to
أثرا.
ensure effective
ولقد
volunteers,
بلغت
Saudi
البرامج التطوعية
external
المنفذة
volunteers
عبر مركز
portal
الملك
was
سلمان
established
للإغاثة
under
والتنمية
the slogan
الإنسانية
"Volunteer with
أكثر
us
من
to make an
1300
impact." The
برنامج
number of
متنوع
volunteer programs
استفاد منها
implemented
ما يزيد عن
through the King Salman
2.6
Humanitarian
مليون
Center and the Relief Center
مستفيد
has
حول
exceeded
العالم، وأجريت من
1,300
خلالها
diverse programs
أكثر من
benefiting more than
265 ألف عملية جراحية نوعية.
2.6 million
وتجاوز عدد
people
المسجلين في
worldwide. These
البوابة السعودية
initiatives have
للتطوع
included
الخارجي
more
أكثر
than
من 300
265
ألف
surgical
مركب.
operations, and the
والعمل
number of the volunteers registered in this program exceeded 83,000 volunteers. Humanitarian work is a noble instrument with a lofty spirit through which suffering is alleviated and balanced to standard of living is achieved for any person in need around the world. Human life is honored by all divine religions. Accordingly, we affirm the value of peaceful existence and we reject any discrimination in providing assistance except based on the genuine criteria of need, which motivates us to respond without hesitation, each according to their capacity. Humanitarian work based on non-discrimination yields valuable benefits for the world in general and for smaller communities in particular. It contributes to achieving security and stability and promoting comprehensive development, especially when it is based on an accurate assessment of the level of nature of the need. This helps countries prioritize their responses without any consideration of ethnic and similar criteria. Humanitarian work is also distinguished by its ability to cooperate across various sectors defined by international standards, such as food security, water, shelter, and others. Brothers and sisters, our global reality today requires us to continue our institutional efforts, extend helping hand to the entire world to respond to the needs of those in need and to ensure that our assistance remains free from any non-humanitarian motive, and to coordinate our efforts among ourselves so that we achieve peaceful coexistence that benefits all of us. Once again, I extend my thanks and appreciation for your kind invitation and for your attentive listening. I ask Allah, I pray to Allah the Almighty to grant us success to our efforts for the good of our people and our nations and the entire world. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. خالص الشكر سعادة
Assalamu
الدكتور
alaikum.
على
My
هذه
heartfelt thanks and appreciation,
المشاركة
Your Excellency,
القيمة
Doctor, for this valuable contribution you have made.
إضاءات مهمة حول مركز الملك سلمان ودور المركز.
You have highlighted the role of King Salman and its contributions. Today you have talked about very important points to us at the Commission and for all those working in humanitarian work field. This is the outcome of the role of Saudi Arabia, as you have kindly mentioned, to make human rights the basis of its works in different entities and systems, including King Salman, a center which was established by decree of custodian of the two holy mosques, and we hope that the work of this center will be part of his hasanat. You have also touched upon the extending hand to the entire world, not only the Islamic world. But as we are speaking about the Islamic world today, this is a commendable effort.
كل الشكر سعادة الدكتور على هذه المشاركة القيمة وهذا الحضور، واحنا مع المركز دائما شركاء.
Thank you for all these contributions, and we are partners. Our next activities will cover humanitarian centers of the OIC. We are honored to have this partnership that give us additional support when we deal with some of the violations or the victims who are in need. We always find the center present. Thank you again for this valuable contribution. Allow me to invite Dr. Anwar Hassan Said, our guys, but she was the one who requested this. He is a member of the IPCH Council. She has received a PhD in women's rights. Therefore, I hope that we will not be violating the human rights of women, but you will be the best to conclude with. I hope that you will forgive us for the delay in your contribution. We have the honor to listen to you. I find I call on you to participate in
السلام
this.
عليكم ورحمة الله
On the
وبركاته.
contrary,
سعادة الدكتور
السلام
هادي
عليكم
المعالي
ورحمة
اليامي، أنا
الله.
التي يجب أن
Dr.
أشكرك
Hadi
لأن
Alyami,
أنا التي تأخرت
I should
حقيقة
thank you because
بالتأكيد على
was late
مشاركتي،
in
وأشكرك
confirming my
جدا على سرعة الاستجابة،
participation. I
وسرت
thank you for
جدا
your
أن أكون اليوم ضمن
response, and I
قامة
have
كبيرة
the
الحقيقة في
great
العمل
honor to be
الإنساني
among
استمعت لها
great
بكل
experts in
اهتمام وتعلمت منها الكثير.
humanitarian action,
أصحاب
those
السعادة الأخوة الكرام، نحن نجتمع
from whom
اليوم
I've
لأن
learned a
شهر
lot.
فضيل
Today
شهر
we are
الرحمة
meeting in this
والتسامح
blessed month
ولكن
of
القلب غصة
mercy and
وإدانة شديدة
tolerance,
للاعتداءات
that we
السافرة التي طالت
wish
مملكة
to
البحرين ودول مجلس التعاون
condemn the
الدولي
aggressions
والخليج
against
العربية
Bahrain and the
بالاستهدافات الإيرانية
GCC
التي طالت
countries.
دولا
These
ليست
Iranian
فقط نزاع
attacks
لا تمثل حربا ضد
which
القوانين
affected
الدولية فحسب، بل هي طعنة
countries
في
who
قيمنا
are not
الإسلامية المشتركة
part of the
التي
conflict.
تحرم ترويع
They
الأمنية
are not
خاصة في
only a
أوقات العبادة
violation of
والسكينة.
international
هنا
laws,
يبرز
but also
سؤالنا
Islamic
الجوهري:
laws.
كيف يمكن للعمل
Here we
للإنسان
have
أن يبني
our
تعايشا في ظل
main
وجود
question:
أطراف
how can
مصرة
we
على
build
هدم أسس الأمن
coexistence while
وتخفيف
there are
النسيج المجتمعي؟ إن
parties
هذه
who
الاعتداءات تؤكد ما
deal
نتطلع إليه،
like this?
وهو أن
Now
الإغاثة
today we
المادية
would
وحدها
like
لا
to say
تكفي
that
ولن تقترن بإطار حقوقي رادع
financial
يحمي الإنسان ويحفظ كرامته من
relief is
الصغار
not
والعدوان.
enough. We have
إن
to
الدين
protect
الحنيف
ourselves
الذي
from
جعل إخوة الطعام
aggression.
وإغاثة ملهوف من أسمى القربات لم ينظر يوما للعمل الإنساني كمجرد فعل مادي، بل كرسالة أخلاقية قوام
Islam did
حفظ
not
الكرامة
consider
الإنسانية. ولا يمكن
relief
لأحد أن
as a
ينكر
material work.
الوجود
No one
الذي
can
أحدثته
deny
جهود
the
جوينا ومنظمته
existential
في إنقاذ
impact
الملايين من شبح الفناء
caused by our
وبالدور
countries in
الريادي
rescuing
للاتصال والصراع
millions
به
from
دولنا
distinction.
ومنظماتنا في مجتمعنا اليوم. واسمحوا لي أن أتطرق
Please
لثلاث
allow
محاور
me
ربما يجب
to
أن نلقي عليها الضوء في
tackle
عملنا
three
الإنساني. المحور الأول:
axes.
الوعي
The
بالمجتمعات
first one,
المضيفة. إن
awareness of
التدخل
the
الإنساني يجب
host
أن يكون
communities.
واعيا وحساسا لواقع
Humanitarian
المجتمعات المضيفة.
intervention
اثنين:
should be
يشمل التدخل
should take into
التحدي الأكبر
consideration the
هي
reality
التدخل
of the
الإقصائي
host
فتركيز
communities.
المساعدات حصريا على النازحين
So
وتجاهل الأجر المدفع للجار المضيف يخلق تنافسا شرسا على الموارد
focusing on the
سريعا إلى سقوط الغضب
refugees
ثم
while
ربما إلى
neglecting
مشاعر
the
عنصرية.
poor people in
لكي
the
يكون العمل
community
الإنساني
might
صانعا
lead to
للصلاح والتعايش يجب أن
bad
يتبنى نهجا
feelings
شموليا
in
كاملا
the
يدعم
host
النازح والمضيف
communities.
معا
Therefore,
ويحولهم
we
من
have to take into
متنافسين إلى
consideration
شركاء
both
في التعافي.
displaced
النقطة
people
الثانية:
and the
البنية
host
التحتية
communities.
النفسية.
The
من المهم
second point is
كذلك لا
the
نغفل
psychological
أهمية معالجة
structure
آثار الصدمات النفسية
infrastructure.
في
We
أماكن
cannot
النزاع.
deny
فمن الصعب
the
أن نتكلم
effect
عن
of
التعايش والتسامح
psychological
في
trauma
مجتمعات تمزقها
as
الصدمات
a result
النفسية
of
العميقة.
conflicts.
فالعقل
We
الذي
have to
يتعرض
deal with this
لأهوال
part.
الحروب
So
أو
those
ترويع
who
الاعتداءات
are
السافرة يدخل في حالة
affected
تحفز
by
مستمر وانعدام
wars
ثقة بالآخر.
uh,
لذلك فإن دمج الخدمات
suffer from
الإصلاح
the lack
النفسي
of
والدعم
confidence
النفسي
in the others.
الاجتماعي
Therefore, we have to
كعنصر
provide
إلزامي في التدخلات
moral
الإنسانية
support
أصبح ضرورة
in
وليس
the
رفاهية.
humanitarian
ثالثا:
intervention. This is
الانتقال من
a
إطار
necessity
الإنسان إلى
and not
إطار حقوق
a
الإنسان
luxury.
يقع على
We
عاتقنا
have
كذلك
also to
تعزيز فكرة الإغاثة كحق
promote the
أصيل، حق
idea
إنساني
of
أصيل
relief as
مكتسب
an inherent
للمساءلة
humanitarian
عوضا عن
uh,
مساعدات مادية وعينية.
right.
إن تأطير العمل
Uh,
الإنساني
the
حقوقيا
framework of
يحميه كذلك من
the
التسييس ويجعله
legal
عمليا
framework of
مستدامة لها قواعد أخلاقية
action
وقانونية
uh,
ثابتة.
is
ختاما
important.
اسمحوا لي
In
أن أتطرق
conclusion, allow
لملاحظات
me
أو
to
اقتراحات
speak
بسيطة:
about
إلزامية الدعم النفسي بحيث يتم تخصيص
the
نسبة
need to
ثابتة لها من
provide
ميزانيات
moral support
الإغاثة.
as
أهمية
a
تقديم
mandatory
دعم موازي
contribution.
لتنمية البنية التحتية في
We have
المجتمعات
to also
المضيفة لدرء
provide
الانتقال
support for the
الاجتماعي. وكذلك
psychological
نظرا
infrastructure
بإمكانية
of the societies, and also
تقييم
to
حساسية
consider
النزاع
establishing
لضمان
a
توافق
mechanism to
المساعدات مع
evaluate the
معايير حقوق الإنسان. أشكر لكم
sensitivity
حسن
of the
استماعكم.
conflict. Thank
السلام
you for
عليكم
your
ورحمة
kind
الله
attention.
وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. خالص الشكر دكتور، الله يعطيك العافية على هذه
Thank you
المشاركة
very much,
القيمة.
Doctora, for this
ولا
valuable
شك
contribution.
يعني أنت أثرك
There is no
ليس
doubt
فقط يعني
that
تمثل، لكن أيضا
your impact is not
حضورك
limited to this
لافت في مجلس
evening, but
الهيئة،
you have
وجودك
a
يعني
remarkable
ملموس في مجلس
attendance
الهيئة
in the
يعكس هذا
Commission
المستوى ويعكس هذا
Council, which
الحضور
reflects this
قيمتي
level
برسائل
and this
مهمة فيما
presence. You
يتعلق
have
بالعمل الإنساني
sent
ورسائل
important
ودور
messages
المنظمات
relating to
الإنسانية
the role of
والتعاون مع الهيئة
humanitarian
ومع
organizations in
الجمعية
cooperation with the
الوطنية للمتعلق
Commission and
بالإنسان.
other
أكرر
international
شكري لك
commissions
مرة أخرى سعادة الدكتور
dealing
على
with
هذه المشاركة
human
القيمة.
rights. Thank you for this valuable
اسمحوا
contribution.
لي أن
With your permission,
أعود إذا تعذروا
I would
لي.
like,
أنا فقط إحنا طبعا
if you allow me,
يعني
of
استغرقنا وقت
course,
ساعة، لكنه
we don't have
أنا سأتيح لي أن أختم
run out of time. But before before concluding, I would like to provide 1 or 1.5 minutes to all colleagues who have spoken. If they have comments, about what was mentioned as takeaway from this evening. Dr. Abdullah?
معك طال عمرك.
احنا بنشوفك الله طال عمرك، نغلق الشاشه ونقول لكم تفضل طال عمرك، انا معك دقيقه ونص اذا تعليقه قبل ما نختم هذه الامسيه.
We have 1 minute and a half for
بداية
comments.
يعني أقول شكرا جزيلا
Thank
حقيقة
you
للهيئة على مثل هذه المبادرة،
for the
وأنا
commission for this
شخصيا
initiative.
استفدت من هذا الطرح
Personally, I have benefited from
والتمثيلات، وأيضا
the
تعرفت على
presentations made by
شخصيات
the
يعني
colleagues,
في
and I have
الحقيقة دكتور
come to
أنت
know
لك الفضل بعد الله سبحانه وتعالى بأن جمعت
nationalities.
هذه الكوكبة من
You,
الزملاء
after
والزميلات،
Allah, have the
نسأل
merit
الله سبحانه
of
وتعالى أن
bringing
أوفق
together all
جميعا،
these
ولكننا
experts.
أيضا لابد أن نطرح
We have to
قضية مهمة
speak
في
about
العمل
an important
الإنساني
issue in
إذا
humanitarian
سمحت لي
action.
دكتور
With your
هادي
permission, Dr. Hadi and
وهي الدول
colleagues,
والمنظمات
that
غير
is the role of
الحقيقة في دعم هذه الجهود
governmental
القومية التي
organizations in
تقدمها
supporting
الدول وما
those
إلى آخره.
governmental
يبدو
efforts.
أن هذا القطاع
It seems that the
له دور
sector
ريادي
has a leading role in this
أنه
framework, that
خدمات والعمل
is
الإنساني كلما كانت
humanitarian
المؤسسات
services
غير
and action.
الحكومية ومؤسسات المجتمع
With
المدني
the
لها دور
participation of the
كلما
civil
اتسعت
society,
الدائرة حقيقة، وأنا أيضا
then we have a
أسهم
greater
في
scope
تعزيز
of work.
المشاركة
This
الشعبية
also contributes to the
في مثل هذه
promotion of popular
الجهود،
participation in such
وأيضا دور
efforts.
القطاع الخاص
And
وهذه
also we have the role
الحكومية
of the
وكل هذه
private sector
المؤسسات.
and the
هذه
non-for-profit
مهمة جدا حقيقة
sector.
في أننا
This is
نعزز
very important in
دور المنظمات
promoting the role
المجتمع
of
المدني وغير الحكومية
civil
كعالم
society
إسلامي
and
بأن يكون لها
non-governmental
دور رائد
organizations.
لهذا الموضوع.
So
النقطة الأخرى التي أريد
the second point, which I
عمل
would like,
30 عام لمنظمة الأمم
in light
المتحدة
of
للتواصل
my
الحضاري،
work,
أنه نعمل
to
حقيقة
work
بما أننا معنيين
effectively
بقضايا
as we
التأهيل
are
والتدريب
concerned with the
للكوادر،
rehabilitation and
وأيضا
training
في العمل التطوعي لدينا
programs and
الريادة،
also
وعندنا
volunteering
الدراسات
activities.
والبحوث،
We have
وأيضا
the
لدينا
studies and
استطلاعات
researches. We
الرأي.
have also
فهذه كلها حقيقة إدارات
questionnaires.
يمكن أن تستفيد منها
All these
الهيئة أو
are
حتى
assets that
منظمة
could be used
العالم
by the
الإسلامي، بحيث أنه
Commission or the
ممكن
OIC,
عمل اتفاقية أو
so that
مذكرة
we can
تفاهم
establish
بين
a,
المركز
a, a memorandum of
والمنظمة بشكل
understanding
عام،
between the
وأيضا هيئة
center and the
الأمم
OIC
الموقرة
and
بشكل خاص،
your
ونحن على
August
أتم
Commission in
الاستعداد بأن
particular.
نوقع
They
مثل
are
هذه
fully
المذكرة
prepared to
التي
sign such a
تؤطر العمل الذي
memorandum
يمكن أن نخدم
for
فيه من خلال
establishing the framework of
المركز
the work that we offer
للمنظمة
through
بشكل
the
عام،
center
وأيضا
to the OIC
للهيئة
in
بشكل خاص.
general and
شاكر
to the
ومقدر
Commission in
دكتور هادي.
particular. And thank you
شكرا
and
دكتور عبد
also
الله،
appreciation.
وشكرا على
Thank you,
هذه
Dr. Abdullah, for
المقترح
this
المهم جدا، وبالفعل
very
أنتم
important
مركز
proposal. You
دولي،
are indeed an
مركز
international
يعني
center
الحقيقة أثره ليس فقط على المستوى الوطني، أنتم على
with
حسب ما أعلم لكم
an
أيضا
impact
صفة
that
مراقبة
goes beyond
استشاري في
the
مجلس الاقتصاد
national
والاجتماعي في
borders.
جنيف،
You have
ويتم
participated in
حضوره
the Economic and
الإقليمي.
Social Council in Geneva.
فإحنا
You have an
نشكرك في
international
هذا المقترح،
and regional
وبإذن
presence and
الله احنا
contribution.
من
We have the
الباحثين
honor to
الموجودين
give
في
this
الهيئة لدينا شراكات
proposal,
مع
and
الدول
it is our
داخل منظمة التعاون
new
الإسلامي.
methodology
وسيكون
in the
لنا
Commission to
زيارة
have
بإذن الله
partnership
بعد
with
رمضان
institutions in
للمملكة
the
باعتبارنا
OIC
نحن
member
منظمة
states.
دولية،
We are an
وبتسجيلنا
international
الخارجية
organization
وأهليته
and in
ولسانه، وسيكون من
coordination
ضمن
with the Foreign
البرنامج
Ministry
الخارجية
and Human
والدولية،
Rights
ومن ضمن
Commission. We'll have a visit
اللقاء أن
to
نلتقي
Riyadh,
معكم
and
رسميا
then we
لنطلع على
will
الجهود
propose to
الكبيرة
meet
اللي في
with
هذا
you
المركز،
to
وكيف
see the
ممكن
great efforts exerted
نقاطر
by the
عليهم،
center
وأكيد
and
احنا
how
مستفيدين منكم،
we
وأكيد
can
الدخل بيكون كبير.
find
شكرا
meeting
لك مرة
points. And
أخرى عبد
thank
الله،
you
بإذن
once
الله
again,
نتواصل
Dr.
معك
Abdullah.
على
With
هذا
the help of Allah, we will
التأكيد، وكان شكري
communicate
بمشاركتك
for this
وبحضورك
arrangement,
بإذن
and
الله.
thank you for your
سعادة
participation.
السفير.
Your Excellency, the
تحية،
Ambassador.
شكرا مرة أخرى دكتور
Thank
هادي.
you
أنا
once again,
حقيقة
Dr. Hadi. In fact,
أهني وأشكر الدكتور
I would
عبد الله
like to congratulate and thank
على
Dr.
المقترح هذا
Abdullah
الجميل، وأنه
for
يكون إحدى
this
مفردات هذه الأمسية
wonderful
الجميلة
proposal
أن
that should
يكون
be one
هذا
of the
المقترح
outcomes
موجود.
of this
أنا تحدثت في
beautiful
كلمتي السابقة عن
evening.
العمل
I have
التطوعي
spoken
وأهميته،
about
وسبق لي أن
the
أتحدث في
importance of
المناسبات
volunteering
السابقة مع
work,
الدكتور عبد الله
and have
حبيبي،
also spoken to
المستشار
Dr.
في الدول
Abdullah
البرية
Rabia, the
والمشرف على
advisor in
مركز
the
الملك سلمان حول
Royal Cabinet and
أهمية
the
العمل
supervisor
التطوعي،
of
وأن
King
يكون
Salman Center.
المركز
The importance of
زاوية
the
من زوايا دعم
volunteering work
وتعزيز
that the
العمل
center
التطوعي
should be a
وأهميته.
pillar of
وأريد أن
promotion
أبني
of
على ما تفضل به
volunteering work.
الدكتور
I'd
عبد
like to
الله حول
endorse
جزئية مكانة المجتمع
with the
المدني،
point raised by
ولكن المنظمات
Dr.
المجتمع
Abdullah about
المدني
the
وغير
civil
حكومية لابد
society
من أن
organizations and then
تكون تحت إشراف
governmental
مقر
organizations. But peace should be under government supervisory framework, and in many of the cases they have overlapping works which creates a sort of confusion wherever the organization is specialized and has methodological supervision that will help develop humanitarian work and reflecting it on the ground with more successes. And here I'm speaking about an experience through previous work with civil organizations and working with the volunteers, and also through my supervision of organizations working in my country or in other Islamic countries. I would like to endorse this proposal, and I think linking humanitarian action and human rights in an integrated frame with balanced dialogue. This leads in all cases to the delivery of important outcomes which are gains for us. Thank you.
وشكرا لمشاركتك معنا وانت دائما اضافه الله يسلمك وكويس.
Thank you for your contribution. And in addition, you are one of the first member states to accept this proposal from Dr. Abdullah to start talking to them. Our objective is to gain the confidence of member states that the Commission will be a think tank that will have positive work reflected on member states. Therefore, engagement with the King Salman, King Abdulaziz Center will have a positive outcome on the OIC and the Commission. Thank you. I'll see you, Dr. Muhammad Abul Khair. If you have any addition, we have 1 or 1.5 minutes. After your rich contributions, I have nothing to add, but allow me to thank you and my appreciation for those who have provided us with very important information and recommendations, especially regarding the governance of humanitarian action and the signing of a memorandum of understanding that would promote our work. Thank you. I wouldn't like to take longer of your time, but we look forward to seeing you shortly, inshallah. Thank you. Thank you, Muhammad. Dr. Sami, you have the floor.
الشكر الجزيل.
Thank you very much. My gratitude and appreciation for this wonderful evening. I have 3 quick points. The first one, the sector of protection is a very big umbrella under which we have human rights principles. This is a large scope for partnerships. Protection is one of the sectors of action of humanitarian action, which actually requires great partnerships through which we can work. And also, the second point, in fact, King Salman Center was able to have a very beautiful initiative, that is rehabilitating the Saudi societies for working outside Saudi Arabia. And Alhamdulillah, we have rehabilitated 50 societies to work in different sectors. They have participated with 112,000 million Saudi riyals. This partnership is very important. Sharing experience from inside Saudi Arabia globally, especially in the non-for-profit sector, which is growing very fast and which is going towards governance. If I may say, the good governance in this sector, transferring this experience globally provides a very good opportunity. The center took leading steps. We have 80,000 volunteers. We have reached 27 countries. We have raised the ceiling of international volunteering, working in new
جراحات القلب
domains
المفتوح
such as
المفصلة، زراعة
open heart
زراعة
surgeries
الكبد،
and
نقلناها للخبرات الجميلة
liver
الأيدي حقيقة
transplantation
الخيرة
etc.
الرائعة استطاعت أن تمتد
Those
بحنان
good
ولطف ولطف
volunteering
إلى
hands have
أكثر
worked
من
with compassion
250 ألف
in
إنسان يحتاج
for the
للعناية
benefit of
الجراحية
more than
العنيفة، وكذلك أيضا
250,000
مليونين ونصف
people
المستهدفين.
needing
أنا أظن أختم أن
surgeries.
تشارك الخبرات
I'd like to
بين
conclude with the fact that
دولنا
sharing experiences on our states
والاستفادة من
and
النماذج
benefiting
الرائعة
from the
التي
models, the
تقدم العمل
wonderful
الإنساني باحترافية وفق معايير
models
حقوق
which
الإنسان
offer
هي فرصة كبيرة لنا أن
humanitarian
نتعلم ونطور أدائنا
work
والعمل الإنساني.
professionally
شكرا لكم.
is a good chance for us to
شكرا
develop
سعادة
our
الدكتور
work. Thank you. I would like to endorse what you have said, especially the last part relating to the partnerships with the civil society, which is licensed in other countries. I believe this is an important arm, and I think your trend in this work may be lectioned or taught. The presence of King Salman in many parts of the world, and I know that you have qualified many of the national societies or the international societies with your contributions also with international organizations, and we also look forward to have also dialogue with you and cooperation in different areas. And therefore, I'd like to commend what you have said. This is an important role. The subject also is impactful, and I'd like to thank you once again. I wish you success. Now I move on to Dr. Arwa if you have an addition. Thank you. I can only reiterate my thanks and appreciation and the fact that I have benefited a lot from tonight's session or this evening session. The humanitarian work and the human rights work go hand in hand, especially when we listen to those works in health and surgeries. It's very important, and therefore such cooperation should go on, and the signing of a memorandum of understanding should also continue. I want the honor of being with you. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Al-Yami. You are the partner through whom our message is delivered to the entire Islamic world through Yuna or through the media office officials. So if you can conclude.
أنا بس كنت بتكلم مع الدكتور عبد الله فوزان، مثل انه اشار الى توقيع مذكره التعاون.
Dr. Fawzan spoke about memorandum of understanding. We have thought about signing with the King Salman Center for preparing media officials. We can have a workshop with the center for the benefit of member states in human rights area. Thank you. Excellent. However, the intellectual property rights are preserved. Everything should go through us. We should say that we are partners of success. And we are honored to work with King Salman and King Abdulaziz centers who are impactful in their work. Dr. Abdullah, your message has reached destination. We are partners. We feel that the values advocated by the center in line with all your presentations. We should coordinate it, inshallah, with Mr. Muhammad. We will communicate with you. You have my mobile number. You can take my mobile number from him. Therefore, I said
intellectual property rights are preserved.
شكرا سعد دكتور، شكرا للجميع.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you all. In concluding this blessed Ramadan evening organized by the Commission in coordination with Una of the YC, I have the pleasure to express my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to all those who have spoken this evening. But before concluding, Dr. spoke about an important aspect while speaking about humanitarian action in member states of the YC and the aggressions subjected to which Gulf countries are subjecting. The Commission of the YC humanitarian human rights condemns the Iranian attacks against GCC countries, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan, Oman, Iraq, Syria, today Azerbaijan, yesterday Turkey. These are sovereign countries. They are non-belligerent countries. So they shouldn't have been exposed to such attacks. Targeting OIC member states is an escalation, an explicit violation of international humanitarian law, including the principle of respecting the sovereignty of member states and non-interference in their internal affairs, and use of the attacks against the population is a violation of the international law. This evening we have spoken about important points indicating that humanitarian work is not only a response to emergencies or crises, but has become an important pillar for promoting human dignity and promoting tolerance embodied by humanitarian action, which is an inherent extension of the principles of human rights. Thank you, our partners in Yuna of the OIC, for this fruitful cooperation and organizing this evening and for their important role in highlighting the initiatives of human rights, and also thank all the lecturers, the ambassadors and representatives of international organizations and the stakeholders of humanitarian and Islamic action. It reflects the importance of joint action among regional and international organizations to contribute to promoting awareness of the values of compassion, especially embodied by this holy month of Ramadan. We look for promoting the values of coexistence and tolerance. In conclusion, we pray to Allah the Almighty to guide us to work for the benefit of humanitarian action. My heartfelt thanks and appreciation to you all for these valuable contributions. We also extend our thanks to the technical team of the Commission and UNA and all those who have participated in this event. We will have an outcome document that will be shared with you before posting it. Thank you. Wish to see you. Thank you and salatu wassalam.
مع السلامة.